300 students who took the 2021 WASI were withheld by the WAEC pending investigations. The figures are staggering. In a thesis submitted to the University of Ghana, Legon, entitled Cutting Corners, Students Perceived Academic Corruption at Universities in Accra, Isaac Tego gives an insight into how lecturers and students contribute to this abhorrent behavior. According to research findings, lecturers were perceived to be involved in the following malpractices. 1, asking for or accepting money or material gift from students in exchange for a passing grade. 2, asking for or accepting money, material gift from students in exchange for advanced copies of exam questions and papers. 3, making sexual advances to students in exchange for grades. 4, selling of handouts, books, on condition to take part in an exam or for passing higher grades. 5, giving a low grade to students and recommending private tutoring. 6, asking for a fee or gift in order to supervise students' research essay for good grades. I reproduce what a student told the researcher in respect of the sale of handouts in one of the universities, and quotes, "When I was at level 100, there were 2 lecturers who deliberately provided some pages with questions in their books. Automatically, if you don't have their books, you can't do the assignments. Indirectly, if you don't buy the books, you fail, and even lose about 10 to 15 marks prior to the IA. They wouldn't directly tell you, if you don't buy my book, you fail. But they will tell you, if you have wisdom, listen to what the spirits are saying. Indirectly, it is a blow to the eye, just that they have added some foam or cushion to the hand. But it is still the same blow. If you don't buy the books, you'll be losing. It is the same as failing you." Unquote. Tego's thesis also examined perceptions related to situations where students, 1, offered money or gift in exchange for a passing grade, 2, bribed a lecturer or influenced him or her through an intermediary, 3, paid illegal money for normal education services like accommodation, transcript, etc. 4, bought exam questions or papers. 4, 5, offered money or gift in order to cheat in the exam. 6, seduced or trapped a lecturer to earn unmerited grades. 7, paid money for falsified documents. The study recounts how a lady in one university got her certificate, and I quote, "I know of one lady who paid money for a certificate from this university. Actually, on a transcript at first, it was all Fs from the first and second semester at level 100. Also, the first semester at level 200, it was all Fs with just 1 A. The A was from a lecturer who happened to be a boyfriend. After that semester, she stopped attending lectures. She's actually ahead of me, but we are friends, so I know her. She's now back in town and working with the certificate she paid for. Actually, she's one person who will tell you that she doesn't really know, and even when she reads, she doesn't really get it. So she will offer money or sex for the grade. But it happened that no one was giving her the attention that she needed, except for this one lecturer who was a boyfriend. He is the only one who gave her A. She realized that she was wasting her time because all the papers were Fs. So she decided to stop and later paid for the certificate." Unquote. Moderator Chair, the situation has been worsened in recent times with all kinds of unhealthy practices by students with the tacit connivance of parents and teachers to exploit the educational system. We are aware of institutions turning out fake degrees and certificates. Students openly cheat in examination halls without any sense of moral propriety. And if what happened a year ago involving senior high students insisting that they be allowed to copy from friends in examination halls is anything to go by, then we are in for trouble. There is abundant evidence to show that students have often exploited the deficiencies in the use of paper qualification as the sole criteria for admission into the various institutions of learning. This unhealthy practice is not limited to the schools only. Workplace ethics have often been undermined by workers who present fake certificates to gain employment, leading to grave consequences that affect the growth and development of the country. We are already beginning to reap the fruits of these deviant behaviors in our healthcare system. Wrong diagnosis of ailments, civil and engineering works, poor and weak infrastructure, building of roads, bridges, etc. Poor managerial and accounting systems. Plagiarism and ghostwriting are no longer viewed as criminal acts. Students in our universities either steal materials that do not belong to them and present them as their own, or they contract people to write their essays, dissertations, or theses for them. What is troubling is the fact that businesses have been set up to promote these immoral acts, and regulatory bodies like the GTEC is now finding it difficult to keep pace with these moral infractions. It is a strange irony that the internet that is supposed to be used as a tool in skills acquisition and in the production of knowledge has become the means by which some of these fraudulent acts have been perpetrated. The smartphone facilitates these heinous crimes. It is now common for some unscrupulous people to buy exam papers, work out the solutions, and send them in real time to students who are prepared to pay with parents supporting them. Students are given essay assignments to write, and they go to the internet and copy and paste. With the turning software, it is possible to detect acts of plagiarism. With ghostwriting, a situation where a third party is involved in writing for the student, it is difficult and almost impossible to detect any wrongdoing, apparently because it is not easy dealing with ghosts and spirits. Impersonation still goes on in our examination halls, despite the efforts put in place to check these malpractices. We can go on and cite several examples. But I guess, moderator, the point has been made that there is a serious problem we are dealing with that worsens and becomes complex with time. I shudder to imagine what will happen in the 22nd century. Now, rewarding excellence, the future. Psychologists have taught us that you enforce a behavior by rewarding and incentivizing such acts. Conversely, negative behavioral acts are punished to serve as a deterrent. The anecdote in my introduction about Master Clufio as a perfect